I am about to get ready to record. Lord, I should have slicked these edges down. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Testing, testing. We are testing the microphone. When you have cheap equipment, you're constantly testing it. Yeah, I ain't hear none of that. We're going to permanently delete that from the file. Mm. Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Accidentally Pretty. And I want to start the show with another quote from Buddha. This quote says, "Stop trying to calm the storm. Calm yourself. The storm will pass." We also hear this in many quotes like "this too shall pass" or "be still and know that I am God." So one thing we have to know that, troubles will come, but we have to calm ourselves and weather these storms, whether it be through your faith, which, a hallelujah, amen, I'm a Christian girl, but whatever it is with your inner strength, your inner goddess, however you feel, you have to be able to calm yourself because life continues and life goes on. And with that in mind, I do want to talk about some things that may help us actually calm these storms that may come up in our life, and some things that I've read about, some things that I've used that might be helpful to you. Everything that we collect in our life, we want to pay those things forward. And so the things that I've learned and the things that I've used throughout my life. And one thing that I've used quite frequently throughout my life, even though I have not been consistent, I am not an expert yogi, but yoga. Yoga has known to ease stress, help you get in shape, increase your flexibility. It also helps with heart health, breathing, anxiety. Like, there's so many benefits to yoga more than just getting in shape. I know in yoga they say my practice, and as you get better, you become, a more advanced level yogi, and you can do some amazing things with your body and your mind. They have things called hatha yoga where people can literally, by the power of their mind alone, raise their body temperatures to these amazing temperatures that without it even being that hot. And this goes to show that our mind is so powerful and we can get through many things, but mentally we have to be able to get through things so that we can physically get through things, right? And with that in mind, some things that I have noticed is that when I was doing my yoga practice in my younger days, I'm not going to tell my age, but when I was doing my yoga practice, I got in this amazing shape. I mean, I didn't have a six pack, but I at least had a four pack. And it happens so gradually. I'm going to the yoga studio and I'm practicing, and next minute, I'm almost able to do a handstand. And that's something that I was never, even as a child, able to do a cartwheel, let alone a handstand. But I do know that some of us do not have the time to make it to yoga studios like we want. And with that in mind, I want to give you some of the at home yoga um, instructors that I have found helpful, and especially for someone who is beginning yoga, highly recommend Rodney Yee, because the times when I was going to the yoga studio, when I wasn't going to the yoga studio, the next best thing was Rodney Yee. He guides you through the steps. He's very informative. You can get his beginner yoga, and it's very light. I went to the mountains with some friends, and we were all various ages, and they were all able to do his beginner yoga. He has the intermediate yoga, and then he has the more advanced. And I feel like the way he speaks and talks you through the poses, it's the most, I guess, instructional that I found the work. And then I cannot forget my girl Jillian Michaels. If you're just trying to get in shape with yoga, and she's leading you through these vinyasas, and it's a type of flow that's fast paced. It's built to help you burn calories, and she also puts her Jillian Michaels spin to everything. If you've ever done some Michael workouts, she's always adding this extra spin to it. So I highly recommend Jillian. I highly recommend Ronnie Yee. And if you do have the time, I highly recommend you go to a yoga studio. But sometimes we don't even have time for that. But I will tell you that there are some amazing 10-minute yoga workouts. It's like this 10-minute yoga series that they have at almost any Walmart or Target, and even getting those in the morning to can help calm you and help get your mind ready for the work that you're going to do today or for that day. And so I just highly recommend those things. Try it out. If it doesn't work, you can email me at accidentallyprettyap@gmail.com and say, Mona, that didn't work. You're full of it. I did yoga for 3 months and I saw no changes. I will come on in the show and I will eat that for you, because I know that is very beneficial. Another thing that we can do to help calm ourselves, we have the yoga, that's more the physical, right? So we have this physical thing that we can do that legitimately help calms us down. But we also have aroma therapy. This is something that I love. Like, I have diffusers in almost every one of my rooms because it's just that good. So when we talk about aromatherapy, that's when you get the different um, essential oils, and you put a couple of drops into a um, a diffuser filled with water, and it puts these essential oils in the air. Aromatherapy is a holistic healing treatment that uses natural plant extracts to promote health and well-being. Sometimes this is called essential oil therapy. And I don't know if you've ever been to a masseuse, but I go to a masseuse all the time, and my boyfriend's a masseuse. I'm guilty. I'm lucky. I'm just lucky like that. And s- putting those oils in the air while you're receiving the massage, it takes you to a whole nother level of relaxation. Why is that, you may ask? Well, how aromatherapy works, it works by stimulating smell receptors in your nose, which sends messages through the nervous system to the limbic system, the part of the brain that controls the emotions, guys. So when you're smelling that lavender and you're like, oh God, this is really helping calm me down, it is. It actually is helping calm you down. And the peppermint, which kind of like, kind of opens up everything, it kind of even helps you to think better. And so another thing that I recommend is aromatherapy. The aromatherapy, a good massage or aromatherapy, and some morning yoga. Just imagine if you took time for yourself every morning, and you took this time for yourself every morning to do maybe 10 minutes of yoga, maybe 10 minutes of deep breathing and meditation, and you had your aromatherapy, and you are able to have that set button. So I talked on the show the other day about having that happy pill with your friends. So let's just imagine this weekend, and you spend the weekend with your friends, with your girls, with your boys, and then here it is Monday morning. You get up in enough time, or rather, you go to sleep in enough time that allows you to wake up to do your yoga, you know, put your essential oils in the air, take deep breaths, and then get ready for your day. But if you are just that stressed and you're like, hey, Mona, I hear you. You're preaching to the choir, but I don't have time in the morning. I don't have time. And I'm in the hustle and bustle of the day. It's so much going on. I highly recommend the valerian root by Mary Ruth's Organics. This is so good, guys. Like, me and my boyfriend use it. They sent it to me through the Stacks influencer company, and so I got it for free. And I definitely am going to keep buying this, because after a stressful day, you put a couple of drops down and you sit back with your aromatherapy and you relax, and it really does relax you. It's so gradual that you don't even realize it happened. All you know is 1 minute you're all wound up, and the next minute that you are relaxed. While we're on products, I also want to share some things with you. I used to have like issues in my stomach. Um Possibly, I recently went to the doctor, possibly due to a lot of inflammation. Eating a lot of unhealthy things isn't good for you. It tastes good, but it's not good for you. And I have found this product. It works so good. It's called um, Dr. Gundry's Pro Plant Protein Shake, and it uses the spirulina, the hemp seeds, all good things for your digestion. And like those pains that I used to have every morning in my stomach, they just went away. And I'm so happy, and I'm so passionate about it that I always share it with people, because I was going through this a lot in my body for a while, and they're like, "Oh, what did you do?" But I highly recommend that as well. So if I'm recommending any products, I would recommend that. And, once again, if you try it and it sucks, you can personally email me, or you can Facebook book me at my page on Facebook, the Accidentally Pretty page on Facebook. You can join our community. You can post on my wall, you are a hack and that stuff didn't work. And the reason I'm so confident in that, and I'm giving you that permission, is because I know it works, because I've used it. I would never come on here and say good things about things that I haven't used myself. And I've used all these things and they work so amazing. And sometimes when I am, because my job, sometimes I teach, hey, I teach second grade, and sometimes things get a little stressful. You got angry parents, you got wild students, you got demands of administration, you don't know where you're going. But, after I'm at work, I come home, and this is what I've built for me, for my mind, to help me to calm myself for the storm. And that's why I wanted to start with that quote, because, the storm is going to be there, that life is going to throw things at you left and right. You have to find ways and find tricks that can help calm you, so that when you come back the next day, it is a legitimate reset. Some people say they don't hold on to things. I really don't. I can be so mad at you one day, and the next day I am able to come, into myself, give myself the me time that I need, self reflect, and do different things to help myself. And with that being said, it moves you to a new level. It It helps you go beyond that, because once you can calm yourself, then you can start seeing situations from the other person's point of view, you know? Yeah, that was messed up of that person, and I bet they're going through a lot right now. I can't focus on that. I can only focus on me. It's one thing I tell my students, but it's something that I actually really live by. That person did me wrong. Yes, but you can't focus on that. You can only focus on you. So, how can you take that and learn from it without treating someone negatively? And that's really hard to do, especially when people sometimes, excuse the expression, gives you their ass to kiss. But you have to realize that everyone has their own story, everyone has their own problem, and no one has the right to treat you that way. But we can't make people be who we are. We can only show the type of person that we would hope other people will be, and hope that other people will look at that and say, you know what? The way she handled that situation was so bomb. I see that. I'm going to model that. Anyway, that's just me. So let's get on to some little more lighthearted things. So I took a poll on my Accidentally Pretty page. Did Derek Chauvin in the trial reading look angry or confused? Drum roll, please. Majority of you in the poll said he looked confused. Legitimately, he did. He's like, what is this happening to me? This is not right. This is not justice. And now he's trying to call for a mistrial for a whole list of things how he was done to socially injustice of him, which is very funny, and the irony of it all. You know, life has a way of making that full circle. Also, we also on the page talked about, well, we put the question rather out that what's better? We always hear, oh, I became a vegetarian, I lost all this weight. And then we always hear, it's not the vegetarian. You gotta go full protein. Like, what is the deal? Which one works? Well, we know that all of our bodies are different, but I can tell you what a host of people have said on the page. Karima Hunter says low carbs. Many vegetarians eat many carbs to lose weight. Too many carbs to lose weight, sorry. Latoya Brown says low carb veggie diet. I wish I could do this. A friend replied to that, Megan Shelfer, and said, I've been trying this. It works. And they're talking about low carb veggie diet. If you can stick to it, she says, spoilers, you can't stick to it. Nobody can stick to it. And another friend, Kim Proctor, writes, high protein in my experience, but everyone doesn't respond to the diet the same. And this is very true. KB Thompson has a great keto company that is highly successful as well. And, oh, sorry. I don't know what that was all about. So that is, and then I have a friend, sorry, last one, Allison Bussey. I worked with her and she is a vegetarian. She says, I am a vegetarian on a keto diet. The trick is getting enough protein and you can be very successful. So she is probably doing that plant protein that I talked about. Before I go today, I really want to stop and talk about something that I'm very passionate about. Movies, y'all. So recently, a couple of movies has come out, but I'm going to highly recommend you watch the new Mortal Kombat movie on HBO Max. I love HBO Max, and you should really, if you don't have it, you got to get it, because if you're scared of COVID, you don't want to go out there, you got HBO Max and you got Prime, and you got some movies there. But Mortal Kombat just came out, and let me tell you, the acting in the original Mortal Kombat was not that good. The acting in this was not that good. But let me tell you, the movie is very epic, especially if you are a child born in the 80s, spirit of the 90s. Yes, that's me, and Mortal Kombat was the game. I am the only girl of three brothers. So I know that if you were into that fandom, you really want to go see that. I think the fight scene at the end was very epic. I won't give any spoilers away for those of you who want to see that. I'm going to also go out and push a little further and recommend some other things. But before I do, I want you to check out the Mortal Kombat. And next, and this is going to end my segment, sorry, on Mono Self Care. And because I'm so passionate about movies and pop culture, I will begin my segment on Mono's movie theater, and pop culture. And we're going to talk about different movies that are coming out. How has movie cinema survived the pandemic? Some things that I'm going to recommend you see, especially since things have not been available to people, where to stream them. Some great shows. I know you guys had to have seen Lovecraft. It was a wonderful series that came out during the pandemic. You have to see it. A Black Lady sketch comedy. So we're just going to get into all of these movies, all of these TV shows. I'm going to give you some recommendations based on what you like. So, I'm the type of girl, I'm a Libra, I'm like balance. So, I like this, I like a little of that. So, with that in mind, I am going to end today's show. And please go on to my Facebook page, Accidentally Pretty, on Facebook, and send some comments, some thoughts your way. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your feedback. Please join any polls that I may have up about any TV shows and give your opinion, because face it, guys, without you, I'm just a girl talking into a mic. Bye, guys.